to fly, but I worry all the time that he will stay alive. He's done a lot of stuff that makes me wince. He's telling stories and dancing on the fence. Oh, life is a place between death and joy.
Well, hello, gentlemen. You're on Mountain MGTOW, where you're always welcome. It's a pleasure to have you join me. I'm here at Lake CHADsey, and I'm proud to be outside again and talk a little bit about of MGTOW shit. Now, aside from nature and enjoying it, it's come to my attention that the red pill has not exactly been getting its proper attention, or at least what I feel is the proper attention. Now, a little bit of a tricky crossing here, but see if I can. I'm on a log here. So, with what's been going on lately, I don't think that MGTOW Monk has been as prominent as it should be. And I believe the MGTOW monks have basically left YouTube, and I don't blame them. For MGTOW Monk and the lifestyle we choose, it makes sense that we make our point, find our path, and then disappear into the desert, or in my case, into the mountains. And it's been a while, but I do believe it's always a time to recollect, reminisce, and reflect. I know my message doesn't really reach a lot of new folks, young men, but I always hope there's a few that understand perhaps relationships is a bad way to go right now, and it's getting worse. It's getting much worse with the fewer options that women have today, as more men find the red pill and ostensibly go MGTOW monk, as many of them will. Women are having less options. And yet their standards keep getting higher and higher. Now, obviously this makes zero sense. As they get older, fatter, more used up, somehow time makes them dumber and even more entitled. Of course, it doesn't make any sense to you and I. And there's a lot of things that's been going on lately with the woke crowd, with women getting so bored that they invade our hobbies. Thankfully, they're not out here. It's one of the advantages to being an outdoorsman. And specifically this time of year, April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day. So we are lucky that there ain't no women out here now. It's kind of chilly still. I'd say it's about 55 degrees. So yeah, it's still chilly. And so our benefits, that there ain't no sea unts out here. And there's also no mosquitoes, which is kind of nice. I genuinely prefer that. Now, once it gets warmer out here, I'll be coming back up here for a swim, because this is a lake and a very beautiful one at that. But anyway, with women invading places such as video games, it's going straight to hell. There's a lot of hubbub about wokeism, no sexy girls allowed in video gaming. I've seen a lot of it. And the wokeism is disturbing, to say the least. But I try not to involve myself in that. This was never a political channel. This is just about sharing nature with a little bit of relationship advice. I'm a guru. No. But, yeah, it's kind of like the Ken Del Rican's Walk and Talk Shit, if you remember him. I certainly do. And that was a lot of fun. In relationships, like recently with the red pill stuff, there is a lot of red pill channels. The last video I made really was talking about certain YouTubers that are grifters. There's a lot of grifters on YouTube right now, and red pill seems to be somewhat popular. So the red pill's still, no, it's about knowing the truth, knowing what's really out there. That's good. But what also comes along with that is relationships. And unfortunately, a lot of the red pillars, they do believe that you can still navigate relationships in such a way that you will derive some benefit to it, and that you will be safe, or that there is a way to control women from acting out their deepest, darkest, secret, man-destroying ways. There is no control. Nothing will keep you safe. The laws favor women everywhere, at least in the West. Now, going overseas, becoming a passport bro. Okay, if you think that women are not as bad out there, they're more traditional, more loving, They know how to treat a man. Sure. But one of my arguments has always been relationships are what bring us down. Even a good woman is an anchor or a ball and chain. Right. So, for a ball and chain, yeah. I mean, girls, relationships, it might not be for you. It's not for me, that's for damn sure. And a relationship takes a lot of work. And we used to have the concept of a trophy wife. Obviously, we still do. But now, because of how things have changed, we definitely are experiencing full-on gynocentrism. Now, the environment we find ourselves now in now is that women are getting more and more things thrown at them. Just like the fall of Rome, women had a lot of power as Rome was declining and crumbling. So the West is crumbling right now, and because of the power that has been given to females, unjustly, unearned, they are now seeking men as trophy husbands. Now that term hasn't been coined yet, and I don't want to coin it because I think it's absolutely repulsive, but this is what they're doing. Men, boyfriends, husbands, they are accessories for women now. So you get any type of average woman and she gets a boyfriend, so let's say the girl is an average 5, let's use that as a baseline. But because of gynocentrism, she believes her worth to be more. She may not think she's a 10, but she thinks that she's at least an 8 or even a 9. And then with makeup, obviously they enhance their looks. So what's a 5 without makeup can be a 7 with makeup, or so they think. We're on to you bitches. We know the game. And now, because we have the internet, we can spread the message of how the game is rigged. The only winning move, say it with me folks, is not to play. Yeah. And so these women try to get trophy husbands. But as soon as that man isn't supplying her with the butterflies and the happiness that she thinks she needs, or that she is entitled to and deserves, as soon as that starts to peter out, she says, this ain't working no more. I'm not getting what I want. I'm not happy. And you know what comes next? They file the divorce papers. Now, I've heard in law that you can usually find benefit to whoever files first. So it's a race to the courtroom, a race to family court to see who can screw each other more. Is this what marriage has turned into? Marriage is a disease right now. It is broken beyond repair and needs to be burned to the ground. family court needs to be destroyed first and foremost. And unfortunately, also going with that, families are also destroyed. At least that's the only way forward at this point. But we're not destroying families. We are just stopping them from being built in the first place. We are not partaking. We are not participating. We are solving the problem before it even has a chance to occur. Because we know with women and with responsibility, they have none. They don't have accountability. And right now, because of our gynocentric society, they are given authority. By who? By men. Men who are still blue pill and they're wusses. And when women are in places of authority, they like to think they have power. But they don't have power because authority is in place in order to solve problems. And with a society that has an abundance, we have very few problems. And so the reason why we allow women into positions of authority is because we have virtually no problems. And then what do they do when they get that authority? Not necessarily power, it's fake power. But what do they do since we have an abundance of resources? Well, they're bored, so they make problems. They create problems out of nothing because they're bored, and women are boring. They have no creativity and no imagination. Well, perhaps that's unfair. They do have imagination because they know how to make problems. And we solve problems, us as men, because we take responsibility for it. We have accountability for the problems that arise, maybe not necessarily our fault, but we take accountability to fix them, to put plans in place so that we can fix whatever problem arises. And if there are further problems that arise out of the situations that we plan and the plans that we make, we take authority and accountability for those, and we find ways to fix whatever problems occur thereafter. We take responsibility. What happens when a woman faces more than she can handle? It's not my fault. Please. Give me a fucking break. They don't deserve authority. We gave it to them. They don't fix problems, they make problems. And this is how it's always been. And unfortunately, everything is hoisted on us. And they still are allowed to create more problems because they still have authority. As long as we supply them with authority, they will supply us with problems. And a relationship, since men can't have any authority in relationships right now, how do we solve the problems? women keep making more and more problems for us, and because we are not allowed to even take authority and accountability, well, they say it's our fault, but because we can't even take authority, what can we fix? There's nothing to fix. Women don't fix anything in relationships. They don't even work for a relationship. What do they do to even get a high-value man? They doll themselves up with war paint on their face, pounds of makeup all over themselves, and then they go to the bar or club and they sit near a man or in the line of sight of a man. They don't even talk to you. They're too scared to even say hi. Now, granted, I have come across certain women that will say hi at least, and my experience, I've been on Bumble a couple of times, just for research purposes. I have no interest, but I wanted to see what kinds of women were on there and just to laugh. Their best pickup line? Hi. Or hey. That's all they got. And then they expect you to respond because, again, they don't have any creativity. They have zero game. And it's not going to change. And don't expect it to change. That's what I want you to take away from this. Whether you have a good wife or a bad wife, it doesn't matter. Now today, in the environment we're in, women don't have any wife skills. They want a wedding, but they don't want to be a wife. They don't even know how to be a wife. You can train a monkey to do just about anything. It's so hard to train a wife. And under gynocentrism, forget about it. Even if you have, let's say for instance, a good wife. She has good skills. She knows how to bake, cook, clean, be your piece. And one thing that was always very important to me was affection. So if she's affectionate, it doesn't have to be over the top, but just some subtle affection. If a woman comes up to you and just, lightly touches your face like that and looks you in the eye, that's the most wonderful thing ever. But no woman that I've ever met or been with has ever shown me even the slightest bit of affection. Nothing like that. These women don't know how to be wives. They don't know how to be girlfriends. But even if you had the perfect wife, is it still all that beneficial to you? You still have to provide for her, and you still have to protect her, and she is still dragging you down. You can't travel wherever you want. You have to take her with you. What if she doesn't want to go? What if you want to go to the lake in the mountains? You'd have to have her tag along. She'd be dragging you down. She like, I can go take a piss over there. She can't. If I have to take a shit over there, I can grab some moss. No, she needs a full bathroom. She needs a purse full of toiletry. So, you can't take her. It's just not beneficial for you. Not for me. I'm a loner. But anyway, there's a lot more things that I want to talk about. For now, I think that'll be it for today. But thank you for joining me. More to come. I'm always happy to share this beautiful nature with you. I'll see you next Tuesday.